Okay, somebody enabled auto stop.
Uh,
You are live.
can I confirm?
You are live, but it's a black screen. And we are good. Yeah.
All right, I believe we are live right now. Sorry for this. Sorry for those little inconveniences there. We just had to restart, and we're all.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless someone read up early.
Someone did ready up early. Half the grid have failed to load in the setup and all.
Okay, the lobby restarted again, right?
Yeah. What happened, Deepa?
I don't know. It just froze for some time, and
Why can't I eat in peace, man? Where did you go?
All right, so we are back, and hopefully this is our last restart. I fingers crossed. Last time around, some drivers had readied up a bit earlier, which had prevented some of the other drivers to load their setups and set their strategies. So we had to do another restart. Hopefully, drivers have learned their lesson, and we'll see a proper start this time.
Yup. It's good to be back here though, and it looks like clear weather for the race as well. I mean, as far as I can see. We don't know, maybe it could be interchangeable conditions later on. But yeah, we should be heading in as the drivers just load in their setups and change their tire pressures and whatnot. So yeah, I think the chance of a safety car is quite low here because of the runoff and all. What do you think?
I really don't want to take the chance with this game as far as safety cars are concerned, because we have known that it has been quite erratic. Like we have seen sometimes when the car has been stranded in the middle of the road and you just have a localized yellow and that's it, it's done. Sometimes you just have a few debris lying around and you have a full course safety car. So I'm not gonna bet on that. I'm just gonna let the game do its thing. So we'll see.
Yep, absolutely. So, looks like, yeah, back to strategy. I think that's where we got cut off.
Yep.
We were saying the alternate, I think, is quite quick here. But I still feel the soft hard would be the better one. Though again, you would get a lot of wear on both and on the end of both distance because of how quickly the soft tires degrade over here. They are just fast for 2 laps at max. It's a bit like China. Actually, not as bad as China, but yeah, 2 laps and then your softs do start dying. So, but for those 2 laps, I think you'll be much faster than any medium runner or hard runner. So I think soft hard would be the better strategy. What do you think?
Yeah, it is a good strategy if you're not willing to risk it. But what do you think of the two-stop option? Do you think that is still in the consideration?
This circuit might be like it might seem like it's very easy to overtake with how wide it is, and how much runoff is available. But actually, sorry, actually, when you're approaching that braking zone in the chicane down the main straight, the corner before that, that right hander, there's a lot of dirty air you get because you're turning and accelerating at the same time, and it's really hard to like balance the car with the throttle, especially when you're in the wake of another car in front of you.
And we did
And
see RB Ferrolo's car spinning out in quali in turn 1 and 2. Like it's quite a tricky corner. You have some elevation changes
yeah,
and the
that too. Yep.
curbs and all that could be a potential recipe for a disaster and the race conditions as well.
Yeah, yeah. The curbs are still not as treacherous as they are on some other tracks, but still they can catch you off guard. And especially if your tires are very, very worn out, that's when the curbs can really start to throw your car around.
Yep.
But yeah, the timer is up, and shortly we'll be having a look. I think the tires, as mandated by our rules, have to be the same set you qualified on if you're in the top 10. But if you're out of the top 10, you can start on any tire set you want.
Yep, free choice as it is. But like Putter said, if you're in the top 10, same tires that you qualified on. So I believe it was RB Ferralo and Streeter on the mediums, but I don't really remember anyone else on the mediums in the top 10 at least. I think even oh no, not really. I think Nirma was in top 10 as well, but I think he got pushed down.
Oh, he got pushed down. So that's actually better because he'll have a fresh set of tire to start on. But yeah, I think you're right. It was RB and Streeter only. We're still waiting. I think the timer did hit 0 if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
So while the game does its thing, what are your opinions on testing so far? Because we're on the last day of testing and it's just about to finish. I think 30 odd minutes left. What are your 2 cents? Like, what are your takeaways from what you've seen so far?
Well, day 3, I haven't really followed it that much. I have been out the entire day and haven't really followed much. But as far as day 2 is concerned, I mean, we did see quite a lot of interesting things going on because with the radical design of Mercedes just coming out and straight away blowing everyone out with their side pod, or rather, I should say, no side pod design. And things are looking pretty interesting. Like the interpretations are pretty interesting. It's going to be a very interesting battle, I could say. But I would still not read a lot from testing because we all know how that ends. So I'm just gonna be hoping for much cleaner races. Let's see. Because I think we did have a few on-track battles in testing as well, and cars are able to follow much
And
closer.
I think the formation lap is underway as Aditya has already left the session. His car is ghosted. His AlphaTauri is ghosted. So hopefully he can join back and quickly take control of his car when the formation lap is finished, because that's the only chance you'll get to take control after the race starts. Then you can't be taking control midway through the race. So he'll have to join back as quickly as possible. And yeah, you're right. As we can see, Abi Ferrello and Streeter on the mediums, and Nirma did finish qualify in the top 10. So he'll have to start on those. Well, now I'll tell you what. Now all those softs are fresh, so the soft hard might not be as hard as as we thought it out to be.
I think you might have 1 or 2 laps more without the qualifier.
Probably a bit. Yeah, I think 2 laps at max.
Okay.
3 laps if you're brave, but yeah, 2-3 laps extra you could probably do on them.
Okay, we see Shawshank and Heisenberg. I think they might have had a little contact. That's not something that you want to have in a formation lap, because I think they had hit it at the very first sector, so their tires are just gonna be chilling, and it's gonna be ice cold by the time these guys come around.
Yeah, and though, yeah, you definitely don't want cold tires in the start, especially when you need all the grip on the start itself, where you're literally there's no aerodynamical there's no downforce generator on like a standing still car, so you need all the mechanical grip from those tires to get you off the line. And if your tires are cold, it'll just make that much harder with the amount of power these cars have.
I think Montero and Neitzel will be bouncing on them at the start, because like I said, it's cold tires and they'll be struggling with their initial getaways, and these guys will just launch like anything on their fresh tires. So yeah, I think the start line is going to be quite interesting. Turn 1 might be a bit interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely, as the drivers do. And we're funny, the drivers are ready to rumble, as they are just lining up on their respective grid slots, and the 5 lights should be underway soon, I think. Aditya might have joined back, or maybe not. I don't remember seeing the thing. Is this car still ghosted? Anyways, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out in a bit. Can't quite see where the lights are actually.
Yeah, we're still waiting on lights out. Any moment now.
Yep. Still waiting as Aditya's car's bouncing around there. Is that the active suspension that I've heard of?
Oh, I really don't know, but let's just hope it's not another.
Yeah, it's
lobby
alright. Let's
issue
not
piece.
jinx it.
Yep, I just hope this lobby goes fine, because getting everyone together, it's quite a tough thing to do. So let's see.
I think we're stuck. Yeah, it looks like we might have to have another lobby restart, because I think someone's car is stuck, as I can see in the chat over here. Yeah, it looks like it's most likely a lobby restart.
Oh god, not again.
Another one.
Well, let's just hope that. Wait, we're having lights out now.
Okay. Oh, and lights are out, and we're underway as Aditya gets a horrible start. He's all the way back down to P15 as the Haas of. Oh, and the McLaren who's got the entire track. And he's gone off.
I'm not so sure what just happened.
And we have a VSC. And Montero's out of the race.
Just DSQ'd for driving in the wrong way. Are you sure that this is the
a lot of
lobby?
people are leaving the session at think it might be a restart. A lot of drivers leaving the session there. Just having to check.
Yeah, please have a look. But this is not something that you want to see if it was an actual race, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. The McLaren of Heisenberg just sent it on everyone. And I think that Williams is racing for the McLaren. Because he's just gone through him there.
Definitely, I don't think the way the things are going, I don't think that's the proper lobby.
Yeah. And you have a safety car and HCL who's had a torrid start. He's all the way down in P15. And both the Williams, one William has been DNF'd out of the race, and the other one finds himself at the back of the grid. Very chaotic start, and I think lobby might not be restarted. I think this is it. This is just what we're gonna have to go with.
Oh, that was a very chaotic and a very confusing period, I've got to say, because we were just stuck on that for so long, and then all of a sudden we just see cars just going all over the place. That was very weird to see. So Heisenberg, he drives into the pits, and well,
He's missing your entire wing there.
it'll be very interesting report section, I think.
Yep, absolutely.
And he still gets a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Not a good start.
Not a good start indeed, and
But I think Faizan got 5 seconds for ignoring yellows in starting few laps, the starting one lap.
I think he got 5 seconds for not following the delta under VSC or the safety car as well, the opening lap. So he's going to have to serve that, obviously, because if he's going to make a pit stop, the game will automatically give him a stop and go for 5 seconds.
Yep.
So I don't think he can get that moved unless he's planning to do the entire race in the soft split. Then he's going to get disqualified either way. But it seems after a very chaotic start, the biggest gainers, could we have a look at the number of positions gained and lost?
Sure.
Wow, so it seems the Merc of RB Finello has gained 6 positions on the lap 1, and so is Faizan, but he does have that 5 seconds looming over him. But Paras as well, the biggest gainer out of all of them, with 7. And I think HCL and Heisenberg are the 2 biggest losers, as HCL has dropped down 9 positions and Heisenberg's also dropped down. I think that's 8 positions, or is that 9 as well?
9 positions.
Yep. So 2 very bad starts from the McLaren and the Williams driver there. But after a very chaotic start, it seems RB20 still come away unscathed, and he's just kept it clean again, and he's always wanted to do that. But he has 2 very quick people looming just right behind him. And tell you what, I think Shawshank is not even in the session, so it's directly RB Ferrello for P2 after the restart. Yep. And RB's on the mediums as RB's on the medium. RB and Street are both on the medium, so RB20 has to really pull away in this first stint to
he has to make the most out of the tires that he has right now. We did see him doing something similar in the Chinese Grand Prix, if I'm correct. He was able to pull away quite a lot, and then I think one of the safety car decisions really hurt him. Just lost all the positions, but he was driving a flawless race up until then. So let's see if he can repeat something like that, minus the mistakes, of course.
Yep, absolutely.
And under the safety car, is this a swap? Is this a change in position? Because Shawshank was in P2 and RB Ferrello was in P3, and the place has swapped around right now. Don't know how that's working.
Seems Shawshank is, I think, still in control of his car, because from the onboard we can see those are some very weird inputs which the AI will definitely not take.
Yeah, that is true.
So, as RB20's left the session. Okay, I think it's I think we're restarting.
Yep. Yeah, and we see drivers going crazy because I think pretty sure they have confirmed the restart right now, but This is definitely not something that as streamers and as viewers would like to see, having a lot of
Yeah.
restarts and these things going on. But unfortunately, these are things that we had to do because it definitely affects the quality of racing here, with having all those glitches and stuff. So it is just the fair thing to do so that the drivers feel that something could be done for them. So,
Yep.
yep.
And yeah, I think we're gonna be back after a while now as the lobby is prepared again for another restart. There's a safety cars coming in this lap, but it doesn't really matter. There's only some AI drivers in the session left, and yeah, we should go on to the intermission screen, and we'll be right back.
Yep, we'll be right back as soon as the lobby is up. Please stay tuned.
Yep.
All right, we are back again. Hopefully, third time's the charm. We don't have to do another restart, hopefully. So, yeah, so we're back, and more interestingly, the weather looks a bit cloudy. What do
Yeah,
you
it
think?
seems the coordinators have been so fed up with the restarts, they've tried to spice up the weather a bit.
Uh,
So, never know, we could be in chance of some rain.
yeah, that would definitely throw things all around. Be interesting to see. But so, as a driver, how do you take these restarts, Motor? Like, assuming you're in the lobby today, how would you be feeling about this restarts, and how would you go about it? Because I know it might look a bit easy, but having that focus, it's not that easy. Like, and
Yeah,
every
yep,
single time you
yep,
restart, you're gonna lose the focus a bit more and just wander off.
yep,
So, how do you cope with that?
yep. So, yeah, that's a good point. And not only that, the gap between your last time on track, which is in qualifying, and your actual restart, that gap is always increasing. And it's always best to have your what do you call the lap in your most recent memory so that you know exactly what you have to do. And yeah, these restarts can be really infuriating for some drivers, and a bit of a bit lapse in concentration and your car can go around. So yeah, it's a very good point you make actually. And I guess it's one aspect of league racing on this game. Maybe, but yeah.
And of course, this weather curveball is also something that could really get on your nerves, because you might be in for a very clean, dry race and you might be like, okay, everything is set, I'm all good. But then the lobby restarts and you have a possible wet session, maybe in the end or in the middle. And how would you handle it? That'll be a bit frustrating, won't it be?
Yeah. Okay, apparently it seems the weather is the same, but apparently the time of day has been set to random. So it's sunset right now. So we're just
Oh,
going racing
okay.
in the at the brink of dusk. Night, nice change of events. Normally
All
it's a
right.
very bright track day, but yeah, now we're going racing at sunset.
Yep, at least let's hope we won't have any issues. Like I said, third time's the charm. Let's see.
Yep.
And VDC Alphabet has DSQ. I don't know what happened to him.
So
Uh,
all his restarts so far have been miserable.
yes.
Let's hope the actual restart can be good.
Yeah, I really
But
hope we don't have a race that's similar to the last time around, because I do think there was some kind of miscommunication last time around.
yeah,
Like when the starts were glitching out, I thought people were like, "This is gonna be a definite restart," and they just went full heat on the start. I think that's what might have happened, because you don't really see that kind of outrageous start happening in Tier 2, don't you?
yeah, absolutely. And it seems drivers have all gone for the correct tires. That's nice to see.
Yep.
No shenanigans going on there, but
That's one less headache for the coordinators.
but
So,
Streeter and RB are going to be quite infuriated because they were in such a good position in the last race, and
yeah.
Abhi should be quite relieved, and so should Aditya actually, because he was disqualified and he couldn't take control of his car. But now he has another chance, and hopefully it's the only chance he'll need. Because let's be honest, we really don't want any more restarts, do we?
Yeah. It, it,
Yeah.
it, 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 it is not really the ideal situation for everyone involved, like for the streamer, for you, the commentator, for the viewers, and the drivers, of course. It's not a very ideal situation to be doing a lot of restarts. So I just hope this time around the game doesn't pull something on us. Let's see. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
And we see the last McLaren lining up to the grid, and he'll be slotting in, and
He's
the
in the
grid
hard
is
tire
set.
actually.
Hello.
Hello.
You guys have been doing an incredible job. I just want to sub in a bit so that you guys can give the rest of your votes. I think we should start with this.
Yep.
Right?
No
So,
problem.
yeah. And we wait.
Is it just
for
me or
lights.
can I only see two of the light things at the back
It's
there?
behind the fly better.
Oh, okay. I don't
think
know
it's
what
five
And
lights
it's
out.
Five lights out. Yep.
Yep.
Pretty clean getaway from all the drivers there, unlike the contrast to the last restart. But yeah, Aditya takes the lead off the Haas driver. So great start from the AlphaTauri driver who,
Oh, we see a spinning Haas in the back. I think that's a Haas at BK19.
wow, complete contrast to his teammate who's fighting with with Heisenberg and Aditya in P1, 2, and 3. A lot of drivers taking the runoff on the side there. A very tight section. This part of the track is actually quite narrow, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, it seems Aditya has got a great restart, and he's pulled away 1.2 seconds already.
Abhi's falling down the pack like a stone. I wonder what happened to him.
Oh, I think he might have damaged. Could we have him on board? Yeah, I think he's lost his wing. He's going very slowly.
He was going side by side with Heisenberg, and I just wanted to keep track of the battle. And the next thing I see, he's just falling down the order.
I think he might have suffered a spin because his wing looks quite intact to me.
Yep.
Ooh, that is.
Yeah, I think it might have been just a spin because I think just before we were going into this long back straight, I think we were on board Heisenberg and we saw him going wide. So yeah, definitely there was some incident.
That is very unfortunate for the Haas driver there, but that's a dream start for Aditya after all the difficulties and restarts he had to face. And he's pulled away 1.2 seconds, so quite a dominant start. He's using all that pent up anger and frustration to just pull away from the grid.
Yep, looks like it. And we
Yeah,
see
I
the
think
Billions are advancing together at the back. They fight.
They're definitely moving in a back, like maybe in the coming years. But yeah, I think unfortunately we have lost what I think he has left. So,
What happened to
Ooh, as
Hazel?
ATL goes around.
I think we might have jinxed him.
Oh, I'm sorry for that, Hazel. I'm sorry
That
for
is not the track.
Hopefully he doesn't get a pen.
Yep, he went off track there. But yeah, he suffered a spin, and yeah, it's not a good start for the Williams driver either. But I don't think he has any damage. At least the walls aren't very close here, so I don't think he's got damage. But yeah.
Oh, Hazel has got a 5-second penalty for illegal overtaking.
Oh wow.
I mean that just rubs salt into the wound because I think there's no way he get a position. I don't know what happened exactly.
No, he took the different layout, I think, and he got that overtake on Abhi, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Just here to speculate because we didn't see the incident. Yeah, moving forward, I think the race has been the start has been quite decent, I would say, compared to the others that we had before the restart. So yeah, I think everyone will be just trying to settle in, try to nurse their tires as much as possible because this is a very difficult track to keep your tires cool and keep your wear low.
I think Elector just had a split or something. He just dropped like 3 or 4 places.
Yep, those mediums are just don't think they're heating up, and probably it could also be down to the time of day because it's not the official time, so it's a bit cooler I think, and the mediums are just not getting up to temperature. But yeah, a bit of a pack forming here. There's a nice fight going on for P1, 2, and 3, all within the second of each other. And as you mentioned, the DRS is now active, and as you mentioned that the DRS, which is so crucial to your race, especially on a track like this, will really come into play for those top 3 there.
I think we have our first 2 people have already put in Excel and Washington have come into the pits and change their tires. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can maybe put their, I don't know which tires they are on. Maybe you can see that in the next couple of minutes. But yeah, so it's putting on the hard tires. So definitely he would need to stop again because hard tires cannot do 24 laps. So yeah, he'll be probably banking on a safe tire later on into the race. Well, Noshit Bonded must go on definitely on a 2-stop turn. So yeah, we'll interesting to see how much these guys gain with 2 people ahead.
As we already have the penalties being dished out to the drivers here. As Abhi gets 3 seconds and Aditya goes all the way off track there. I think he might have gotten a warning for that too. But yeah, he's under a lot of pressure from the McLaren of Heisenberg, who's looking pretty feisty, if I'd say so, all over the back of the AlphaTauri.
Yep, at the moment Heisenberg seems to be having the edge on Aditya. Aditya seems to be slightly cracking under the pressure right now. We did see him going a little bit wider over there, and let's see how this battle unfolds.
And yeah, I think the DRS will be ever so crucial. I think Shawshank is just within the second of the car in front, but he needs to stick within the second because otherwise these 2 will just pull away from the Ferrari of Shawshank. But yeah, he's kept it in there, 7/10 now, and we've got a bit of a DRS train going to be forming here between the top 3 drivers. The race so far.
Even behind, the P5 is also being quite a long train.
Oh yeah, P5 to P8 are all within the second as well. So yeah, DRS trains are not that uncommon in a track like this, where you have such a long straight. And interesting. Was Shawshank in the top 10?
Shawshank
he's
is in
mediums.
the third.
Started
No,
P4 if I'm
eh,
not wrong.
Did he qualify on the mediums? I don't think so.
I'm not sure which tire is.
He's on the mediums now, but I don't think he'd qualify.
No,
on
we are watching Streeter.
Yeah, we are on board Streeter
Oh,
right
alright.
now.
My
Yeah.
bad, my bad.
He looks like he's set to be the best position because at the end of the day, mediums to maybe soft to the best strategy around it.
Yep.
The tires working.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I just hope he can keep his nose clean and try to get past these people because I think looking at the right, he has the pace to keep up with the top. Two.
Yep. I think the softs are just about to start
Faizan
dying.
going for a cheeky dive there.
Faizan absolutely sending it in the last corner. He had no reason to do that, and he's come off pretty worse because he's got a screwed exit, and Streeter's just gonna stick within DRS and hold on to the train ahead. But yeah, the softs have started to die as Abhi and Montero getting a bit too touchy there, and again getting a loose, a little wiggle on the rear there is the Red Bull of Abhi, and Streeter's just gonna be ready to pounce on the back straight now.
That was a
As it
very
stands-
decisive move.
Yep. As it stands, Streeter seems to be having like all the grip in the world, and the cars ahead seems to be just running out of it.
Yep, the softs have started dying off. Probably his setup, maybe Abhi's setup is very aggressive and tailored towards just one lap pace and hasn't factored in the tire wear into it. But yeah, Streeter is looking very, very racy right now. As he's going to go for the switchback here, but Abhi parks it on the apex and goes off track there. But yeah, Streeter will be pretty mad about that because I think it's a bit of a Lewis Hamilton thing where he just cut the track and went on ahead and actually ended up gaining time. So I'm not too sure if Streeter's going to be happy about that.
And while we are all focusing on this, there has been a lead change. Heisenberg has gone to the lead. Oh, and
Keep it on the wall. Yep.
That
It's
was-
very good to not hit.
there was too much touchy going on there between Faizan and Forrest. Not ending well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. As we see, Anish is making a mess of that corner. But I think Paras tried to send it down. To the
And
apex
we
corner.
have the first pit stops in the form of Shawshank, who's come into the pits. Yeah, so he's on the softs, he's not on the mediums. That was just a blunder by me. And yeah, I think he's going to go to the hards, if I'm not wrong. If that is the strategy he's going to choose, or is he going to brave it out and go for a set of mediums? But yeah, the battle for the lead is still very, very tight as there's just all over the back of Heisenberg. Heisenberg hasn't been quite able to pull away as the DRS, as we mentioned, is just so powerful here.
Yeah, while we were on board, I think this got a 3-second penalty, so that is not good enough for his title. It is pattern for the win.
Yeah, that is going to
Yep.
complicate things in the long run. And we see Abhi is already trying his level best to position his car. He does not have DRS, so he's sitting up on the straight.
And Streeter's being a wise old man and saving his DRS, just using the DRS and slipstream to get past. He has that much grip. Is he going to go around the outside, get a better exit? Abhi still gets a good exit, but now Faizan is all over the back of this pack now.
Yeah, it's going to be very close back. Please don't go side by side, and Abhi gives him lots of room and goes wide.
And Faizan getting sprayed with the styrofoam debris of that braking marker, and Streeter just gets the move done, and he's going to question as to why Abhi went so wide there on the exit. But yeah, a pretty enthralling battle there.
Yep, Abhi was not backing down at all. He was just being super feisty and just positioning his car wherever he could to make it tough for him.
The pit lane entry looks just so funny from that angle. It's like that car's just gone off to Narnia, but he's just
Yep.
going into the pit lane.
At least we don't have that crossing the white line issue. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Do we have it? We don't. Right?
No, we don't. So,
We don't follow
We
it.
don't follow that. We believe that there's not much gain, but because the caps here are not like it's within a tenth or
Yeah,
half a tenth, so it's fair that we keep it quite simple for
bit
everyone.
lenient. Yeah.
So let's go ahead. I think the top two are still fighting. They're trying to stretch the tires as much as possible, which
Yep.
I'm going to be very in for because I think you guys gapped 5.4
But now
seconds.
Shawshank, who's come out in clean air, is really going to be on it. Can we have a look at the tires? Because I don't think Shawshank is he on the mediums or the hards? But as I think Aditya's got the move done here, but Heisenberg's doing the switch back. He's on 8% ERS. So really trying to push hard. They're going side by side, and it was this flat out right hander, and Aditya goes around the outside there.
Wow.
And it's a great move from the AlphaTauri there.
Yep, Aditya is doing pretty good right now, but Heisenberg seems to be pushing it to the max. Like you said, his ERS is on fumes.
Yep. Could be on go on with the tires. Have a look at what tire. Okay, yeah, so he's definitely committed to the soft medium strategy, which could be cutting it close. And now that they're seeing that Shawshank is pushing, but Heisenberg, interestingly, decides to stay out. Is he factoring in a chance of a safety car this lap for some reason?
Nice.
Or is he just confident that the overcut is the way to go and not the undercut?
I don't really know how that could work in his favor because, like we saw, the ERS was very low in his car, and he'll be losing some crucial performance because of the lack of the ERS. I don't think he'll be having a phenomenal lap, to say the least.
As Shawshank is just heading down the main straight, and Aditya is just exiting the pit lane. They're going to come side by side probably, and Shawshank's really gained a lot on that undercut, but he's still behind Aditya more importantly. So, and he's on 2-lap older tires, so I don't think he pushed as hard as he would have wanted to. But yeah, it is what it is. And back to the action, we have Streeter just getting another move done. He's just overtaking everyone in this race, isn't he? As he sails past the Williams driver there. It was a simple DRS overtake.
Yep, that was quite easy for him. And did you see another overtake in the back? Paris just going past Unleashed right there.
Yep,
That was a pretty regulation move.
Yep, those hard tires not quite gripping and biting into the tarmac as he'd like them to. But yeah, again back to this, Aditya very integrally is ahead of is ahead of the Ferrari behind him, as Shawshank picks up the 3 seconds as well. So now they're fighting for on-track position because they're on equal number of penalties. So yeah, very crucial that the AlphaTauri had come out in front of the Ferrari there.
Yeah, and Heisenberg has gone into the pits right now. I really think he should have gone into the pits last lap itself, but let's just see how it ends up for him, how his strat quality ends up for him.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get undercut as Abhi just lets the AlphaTauri go. It's a smart move there. No need to fight that. He's on the fresher tire, different strategies. And well, tell you what, I think he's still behind Abhi there. So couldn't quite get a good exit for to pass the Haas driver, but yeah, he's got the move done into turn 1. And Heisenberg, yeah, as we had spoken about it, he's 1.3 behind this pack, and he's also got a car in the form of Abhi 20 in the middle of this pack as well. So yeah, not a good strategy decision by the McLaren driver there.
I just think he wasted a lot of energy trying to fight with Aditya there. We did see him coming back after the exit of the chicane, just burning up all his ERS to get that exit, but still losing the position. I mean, that really dented his race strategy, I think.
Yep. And see Shawshank he's gotten the move done past Aditya. Aditya, who's on those old soft settings still, is going to be at least 1.5 seconds a lap slower than everyone around him. So he's ought to make a pit stop as soon as possible. Otherwise, he's just going to be dropping down the order very quickly.
Yep, Heisenberg is now swarming all over his pack. You could see that the
he's
tires
in the
are
hard
drying.
tires.
Yep.
Heisenberg's gone for the hard tires. So he's done the opposite to Shawshank and Aditya, because they're on the medium tires. So he believes the tires are not gonna last the distance, or maybe he's counting on that pace advantage he's gonna have towards the end of the stint on those fresher hards compared to those worn out mediums. So yeah, very interesting strategies at play here.
Yep, for sure, it is definitely an interesting choice to say the least, because generally speaking, the drivers try to keep away from hard tires because it's not that much of a good race tire. The grip is kind of abysmal, and it just takes a lot to get it right and keep it pointing straight. But if you can make it work, you can get some good dividends. So let's see if Heisenberg can make it work in his favor.
Yep. And we can see Aditya on those fresh set of tires, really making quick work of everyone in the field. just cutting through it like butter, and like a butter knife, sorry. And he's just trying to build up a gap between his rivals who are just behind him. And he does have the freshest set out of all these drivers, or the best tire probably, because he's on fresher tires compared to Shawshank, and those hards will be much like quite slow compared to those fresh mediums Aditya is on. So yeah, he's using those fresh tires to his advantage and just pulling a gap behind him.
Behind, we do see a fight for the final points position. Next, just making a move on Nirma right there.
Yep, these two who are quite new to tier 2 are battling it out, and it's good to see some battles happening at every instances of the track, otherwise it does get quite boring. So yeah, France is providing a lot of good racing here, surprisingly.
Yep. And Montero has just gone into the pits. He's taken on a fresh set of medium.
Yep, he'll be on the charge. I think he just made a pit stop from softs, no? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was on soft tires and he just
Yeah,
went
so-
into the pits for a set of mediums.
Yeah, so normally you would take the softs to lap 10 if you were on a scrubbed set from qualifying, but he took that 1 lap extra because of the restart. So yeah, I think we played it right, 1 or 2 laps extra at max. The soft tires because they're fresh, and he will be on the charge because those mediums are going to be super fast right now at this point in the race, and the freshest set of mediums on the track right now.
You see, Montero is chasing after Faizan right now on his fresh set of mediums. Well,
Yep.
Faizan is still on 3 lap mediums. It's not that much of a bigger delta, but still it could be a sizable advantage. I think so.
Doesn't quite get a good exit there, I tell you what. Does Montero, as Faizan just pulls away on the exit there. Very good on traction, the Alfa Romeo. But yeah, it's integral that Montero really does push a lot and make up his positions from the pit stop, because otherwise overtaking on this track is not as easy, and you really need a very good pace advantage, and you can only have that on a fresh set of tires. So it's very crucial that he makes his way back up the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, because of the DRS and DRS train being in effect, it's quite hard to make the pass without exerting a lot of energy.
There's a yellow flag in sector 3.
I'm not
I
seeing
think
yellow
Nirma
flags.
might have suffered a spin. Yeah, he's fallen back quite a bit. He's P16 now, as he's gone into the pits. Yeah, I think he might have had some damage as well.
Yeah, last I checked, Electric was closing up on him. They were close to a battle. I
Probably
don't
a
know what happened.
teammate contact.
Maybe. I still don't know.
Probably some colorful language being thrown around in the team VC right now if I had that. But yeah, go back on both the action. Montero who's still stuck behind Faizan, and again it's a DRS train, which is what Faizan is making to the best use of his ability there, as he's sent it down the inside of the Red Bull.
That
and
was
got
a
past.
very Verstappen is kind of a move, I would say. Just went in and blocked a piece line. It's not.
I mean, he is known to be one of the biggest fans of Verstappen as Faizan, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, this kind of pass,
It's a
it's
pretty
not
good
that
move by him.
glamorous looking, but still it gets the work done. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great move by the Alpha driver. And yeah, Montero is going to be puzzled as to why he can't quite get past this train here. But again, point in case, the DRS train is just so powerful. Even if you have a clear pace advantage,
Yep.
you won't be able to make any gains on the car in front. Yep. Go
Yep.
ahead.
Paras has gone into the pits. He has pit from 11 lap mediums and he's gone into a set of hard tires.
Ooh, that's a bit too late for the hards, isn't it?
I still think he could have make it work with a fresh set of mediums, maybe, but
No,
I
I think he
might
started
not
on the
have had-
mediums, no? Or was he on the softs?
His lap was showing up as 11 lap old, so I'm not so sure.
Oh, so he made a pit stop after the.
Let's
after
have a
lap
look at
one.
the stock counter as well.
Yeah.
I guess the lap counter was a bit glitched out with, so yeah.
Yeah.
He has just made a stop on the medium tires.
So he's bit too hard. So I'm guessing he started on the softs. If he started on the mediums, I would stretch it out and do a medium soft. But and finally Montero is making an overtake here as he gets past the Red Bull of Abhi, and now he's going to head on to chase Faizan,
Yep.
who is just a few tenths, well, a second and a bit in front of him now.
Yep. And up ahead, Aditya had made his move on Unleashed like a lap back. Forgot to mention that. And yeah, Aditya looks to be on course. He seems to be doing pretty good.
Yup, but he does have that penalty looming over him, and Streeter has come into the pits right now. Is he going to... It's a bit too early with the softs, I'd say, actually. But yeah, hards will be the tire to go on. Yup, he pits with the hard tire. And yeah, it looks like everyone's going for the medium hards or the soft hards. Or medium hards. No one's trying the alternate medium soft. I think the tire wear might be a bit too high to try that.
Yeah, the softs would be a bit of a hit or miss kind of situation. So I guess the drivers are just trying to play it safe, not take too much of a risk and just throw it away.
Probably the only driver to do like a soft in the second stint would be Unleashed, because he started on the hards, and those hards can go quite a few laps. I think to lap 16 or 17 he's going to make his pit. So I think he'll be the only driver on the softs in the second stint.
Yeah, he's the only driver who's potentially, like you said, he's potentially a candidate to the soft strategy. But it'll be interesting to see if he does take that choice, because for the soft work he's gonna have to push it a little bit more.
Yep.
Yeah, he has quite some interesting options up ahead of him. I don't know how he's gonna take the choice, but yeah, we're gonna leave it to him.
And even if there's a safety car, he can just pit for the mediums now, and that would be perfect. So he's pretty much covered in terms of strategies. A lot of options available to him. But yeah, he will have to look out for the faster drivers who are coming up behind him, in the form of Shawshank and Heisenberg, who's Heisenberg on those hard tires is closed up faster to Shawshank than Shawshank has to Unleashed, who's on old hards. So a burst of pace from the McLaren driver we can see here.
Yep, he is definitely making quite a lot of progress. But again, catching up to a car is something different, and making a pass now, that's where
it seems Abhi has suffered an incident in the third sector. As he gets going again, he might have spun the car around because saw some yellow flags over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a good race to the Haas boys, and Abhi, who qualified P1, has had a pretty bad race so far.
Yeah, Abhi 20 will definitely be very disappointed, because I think even in the previous starts he had a pretty good race start, and in this one it was all good. I mean, it was not that bad, to be honest, but just a little mistake, I guess. We still don't know. We're just speculating. Maybe it might be a mistake, maybe it might be a contact, because it was he was going side by side with Heisenberg, and we didn't really see what happened there. We just saw him tumbling down the positions. So it's going to be definitely a point of contention, a point of discussion post race. But for now, I definitely think Abhi is going to be very disappointed with the outcome.
Yup. And Abhi Frello, quite of a sort of a dark horse here in this race. He's been we haven't spoken about him much, but he's on the medium tires still, and I think he's trying to push for the medium softs here, from what we can see, Deepak.
That would be quite a bold choice, I would say. We are saying that the hard tires might be struggling, but mediums making that work for that long, it definitely is a bold and a risky choice. Let's just see, maybe Abhi Frello is waiting on a safety car or something like that. I'm not so sure, but yeah, it is still out there. It's still on the cards for him.
Yep. And Aditya is just closing ever so slightly on to the mark of Abhi Frello, but not as quickly as I thought he would. Those are like 8 laps versus 15 laps. So quite a big delta, I'd say, in the lap time. But further up ahead, it seems Unleashed, Shawshank and Heisenberg are now in a TRS train. So probably Heisenberg and Unleashed is in the same VC. Probably telling Unleashed to hold up Shawshank so he can get an easy move done. But yeah, it's a pretty... he's found himself in a McLaren sandwich as the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in Heisenberg's position, I would definitely not ask Unleashed to slow him down, but rather try to push and break the DRS, because the previous lap Shawshank didn't have DRS, I think, like 2 laps before, but right now he's just going within and without the DRS range. Like, it's just he's just hopping in and out of DRS range. So
But then again, he is on 15. Unleashed is on 15 lap over medium, so I don't think he's got quite the tire life to pull out a second and more in front of Shawshank. But I tell you what, he's just gone done that now.
Oh, Shawshank
Oh wow!
goes to the pits. Okay.
Oh wow! That's a puzzling strategy. He's gone to the pits only after 10 laps. Is he trying to stop this race?
We
Which
have a
is
lead
not
change on
very-
track. Aditya has made the move on Albert Ferraro. We didn't see this coming.
Yep, those mediums are definitely much faster than those old mediums which RB is on. But must have been a pretty simple overtake down the main straight to turn 1 from DRS. But yeah, Aditya is in complete control of this race. He has the 3 seconds looming over him, but the guy net P2 is 6 seconds behind right now, and he's got a lot of headroom, so he can just try to just control his race, control his race pace and his tires, and manage his fuel, and he should be good to go.
Montero is still behind the Alfa Romeo of Faizan, just trying his level best, but still doesn't seem to be getting that close enough. But right now Faizan is without DRS, so Montero should be able to make quick work of him, but he still seems to be dragging this out a little bit more than you would
Yeah, I
expect.
tell you what, Faizan has got some really good pace if he's able to keep Montero behind for that long, and he's not all too fresh mediums compared to Faizan, like 3 laps younger, but still a good showing from Faizan.
Yep. But I think he's got to be very careful right now because he is literally running out of ERS. Like, it's going almost down to single digit numbers at times. So he needs to be very careful. That might leave him open to attacks anytime. So.
Yep, whereas we have Montero with 75% ERS, so
And
yeah, I think he might be
you
getting
were right
done.
with RB Ferrell's strategy because he has gone into a set of softs.
And he comes out in P9, I'm guessing. Or wait, has he left his pit box?
Yep,
he has.
he's hitting the pits.
Yeah, P9 he's going to come out in, and he's going to be on the chart. So one driver definitely to keep an eye out for is Abi again. We've seen him get loose in the exit of turn 2, and again they're probably struggling on those relatively used up mediums, hards, but yeah, feeling the pressure from the Alpine driver behind is Abi.
Up ahead, McLaren's, they have changed positions. Relatively
Yep,
easy move.
That's definitely a strategic call,
Yep.
as Heisenberg is just on a different strategy altogether, and he's been let through, and he's been told to hunt down Aditya's 7.5 seconds clear now. But then again, those mediums will be dying in at least I think lap 24. Those I think we've just seen a murder
What
there.
a time to go on board.
Wow.
We just saw wings flying all over, like the entire wing was flying in the back. So I think Abhi's not gonna be a very happy guy.
Yeah, I think Paras just sent it down the inside. Was it Paras?
Yeah, it was
Right.
Paras. It was Paras. I think on the exit, both of them were getting too close, and
The contact model just sucked them in, and yep.
it was just a case of like both of them trying for the same space and not ending up well for both of them. And RB Ferrell has taken advantage of that, and he has broken away from them.
Yeah, so that's easy 2 positions gained there for Abi, and he's still got those fresh softs to close up. And let's see how much he's going to close up in this lap alone. I think at least a second and more than that, probably.
Yeah, RB Ferrell looks to be in the prime position right now. Like, he looks to be the fastest car on track. But
Oh, as the safety car's out. Oh, RB is going to be kicking himself for that.
yeah, for
But
real.
I think it's still fine because he's still on the fresh softs. But now everyone's going to be pitting for softs. That's
Yeah,
pretty-
that is going to be a deciding factor. But if you think about it, even if everyone's going to go into the softs, it will be a lap difference. I mean, yes, it is good enough
Which
to
is
make a
quite a lot.
difference.
Which
It
is
is good enough
quite
to
a
make a
lot,
difference, yes, but at least it's not going to be that bad, I would say.
Yeah. But tell you what, the drivers who have penalties looming over them will be suffering quite a bit now.
Yep.
I think almost everyone, apart from 4 drivers, have penalties right now.
So Aditya, who
5
did
drivers,
a
sorry.
really good
Yeah.
job to pull away, is gonna see his effort all going to thin air because of the safety car. It's going to be very close to P2 right now.
Yep. And I don't think on fresh softs, if Heisenberg is on fresh softs as well, I don't think he's got that much of a pace advantage to pull away 3 seconds again. So it's all for Heisenberg to play for, as he's undoubtedly hopped into the pits with a fresh set of soft tires. I think everyone's going to be hopping into the pits right now.
Yep.
Apart from RB probably. So RB probably could be in the net race lead now.
Yep, that's for sure. I think he'll be in P2 because Aditya has left the pits.
Ah, right.
Yep.
Okay. So that's actually pretty good that Aditya has a car between him and Heisenberg now.
So, Unleash has gone on to set up medium, so I don't, maybe...
He
Oh,
didn't
wait.
have a fresh set of softs maybe, I'm not
Why
sure.
wouldn't he not? Because we didn't do quali, so all the
Oh,
tires
yeah.
will be there.
Oh, that's just a blunder then. Yep.
Probably yes, or maybe did he thought soft might not last?
Nah, softs will definitely last for 7 laps.
And
probably
another
a
point
little
is it's not
bit
going to
of
be
blunder.
7 laps of racing action because safety car is out. So it just came out this lap. We might have
Yeah, probably 6 or 5 laps, yeah.
Yep. So drivers like RB Ferrell, I mean definitely RB Ferrell is gonna feel very bad. He's gonna feel very unlucky about this strategy call because it was just a lap after he had pit for fresh stops.
Just few more laps and you would have had the perfect safety car.
Just one more lap, not even a few more.
Oh yeah, just one more lap. Yep.
Yeah, that's very tantalizingly close, but I mean you can't just look into the future and say into this. I mean I wish I could, but unfortunately no one could. So
Everyone wishes for that. But,
yep.
But yeah, sort of an equal grid now in terms of tire. Almost everyone on the softs, and yep, looking at the penalties, Electrip is just chilling with 12. Paras has 9, Shawshank has 6, and rest of the grid has 3 seconds, which is fine. I'd say 3 seconds is the least you can do on this track, which is so very strict in terms of penalties.
Yep. So, do you think Streeter could take this race away?
He'll have to have push like Matt.
We have seen
to get
situations
past
like this, and Streeter
Heisenberg.
has made it work in his favor. So, I definitely would say keep an eye out on this man.
He's kept it clean as well.
Yep.
More importantly,
Yeah,
and
that's the important
Aditya,
factor.
if all, but only Aditya has to push like an absolute demon right now to get out of that 3-second window. But all these other drivers, all these 3 drivers behind him, all fighting for position. Regardless if they don't get any penalties, that is. But yeah, it's I'd say Streeter does have the racecraft and the pace to get past these two, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it is going to be a hard thing to do, yes. But yes, Aditya is definitely going to be hoping that these guys fight it out like hell and give him some breathing space so that he could just run off into the horizon. But let's see. I mean, he is quite lucky to have RB Ferrell in the team because RB Ferrell is a lap older on the tires. I think it might come into play earlier, but still, RB Ferrell is not gonna just let it by if someone's gonna try to make a move on him. So we could have quite a big tussle behind, and that could be the ticket to Aditya's getaway.
Yup, that's a very good point. But I don't think RB's going to be that much slower to Aditya, where he's going to end up holding up these drivers behind him.
That's true.
So we'll have to see. It's all to play for. I'm kind of looking forward to the restart.
Yep. Safety car in this lap. Right.
So, yep, 5 laps of racing. And you'd called it, yep, you were right. So 5 laps of racing, and it's basically a shootout till the line for all these drivers right now. Because everyone, at least on track, has a chance of winning.
This is just an unranked 5-lapper right now.
Yes, it is. Wow, you're absolutely right.
Right, so Aditya seems to be close to safety car. He's still not backing up the pack, I would say. Still going good.
And he's Ooh, I think it's a bit too early. He's going to slow down a lot here now as the TC cut is going to kick in. TC cut back line. And he's gunned it. But RV has played that very well and he's still got a good start. So Aditya not quite too smart about his restart there, but yeah, he'll have to push a lot now to get clear of that 3 seconds behind him.
Yep, everyone seems to be having a really good getaway. Everyone seems to be keeping it clean, and RB gets 3 seconds, and that equalizes
no.
the front.
Now Aditya's going to be really happy about that actually, because now what the gap is 1.2 to Heisenberg. So if he can pull away just 1.3 or more, or it'd be enough.
Tyson is making him on unleash, going around the outside of the chicane. Will he make it? Oh, he sticks it in there. That's nice.
It's a great move from the Alfa Romeo driver.
That was pretty clean. And Paras is... Oh, he's getting another 3 seconds. I think Paras just doesn't care anymore. He's just going for it. All those places.
Yep.
Oh, that was too close for comfort there.
And he's going to send it down the inside, but he breaks so early, or does Montero break very late? And I think he broke very early there. But yeah, good stuff and a very clean getaway again on the safety car restart.
Yeah, Paras is just trying to take the shallower line that could take a shorter route through, but it's a very shallow entry, so you got to brake much earlier. And yeah, it didn't really work in his favor, but of course he's not gonna give up. He's just gonna do it again.
Yep. As Aditya sets the fastest lap of the race with the 32.1. A very rapid time from the AlphaTauri driver there. As RB is going wide again, I think he's got some issues with his car, or maybe the softs have already started giving up on him as Heisenberg's closing in once again.
Yep, RB Ferrello's the turn one exit was quite messy. Oh, and Heisenberg has to
Tap
back out
there.
quite a lot.
And he's going to try and get a better exit compared to the mug, but again the wash is just so bad. But now he's going to spam his energy all the way down the straight as RB is out of the slipstream range of the AlphaTauri in front. And I think if it stays like this, Aditya is going to finish P2.
This is the dream scenario for Aditya right now. RB Ferrell is not in DRS and he's not letting Heisenberg through. He's just parking it on the apex and Heisenberg has to back off. So yeah, this is definitely a dream scenario for Aditya right now.
Bit of an impromptu AlphaTauri and Merc partnership there. But yeah, on all this, Streeter is closing in. He wants in as well. And yeah, he's ready to pounce.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Like, RB Ferrell might be struggling a bit, but he's not going to give it up that easy. He'll fight it out tooth and nail, and that's going to give
Streeter goes down the inside of the penultimate corner and around the outside of the McLaren driver. What a move.
Yep, he is up. He's already up there. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you about Streeter? He's not one to be counted out.
Yep, and I've just put away 2 seconds in all this battling. He just needs to pull out 1 more second, and he's going to be clear of Streeter. But it seems that Streeter's got such a big pace advantage, and he's using his racecraft to his well-being there as he's all over the back of RB, and I think DRS is going to be enabled. Oh, but Heisenberg picks up a penalty as well. So Streeter's in the prime position to win this race.
Yep. And RB spamming his ERS to cover the lack of DRS right now. But Streeter, how is he going to handle this? He's closing in his DRS. That's quite a lot. And
He sent it down the inside, and he's got the move done as RB is trying to get a switchback line. Now he's going to be spamming his ERS to try to get the move done. But now, more importantly, this just opened up that 3 seconds to Streeter now, which was ever so crucial.
yep, that is the most important point. He is plus 3 seconds right now. That means he can keep the position, but now it is going down. The Streeter will be pushing like crazy, trying to pull this pack along with him.
Yup, absolutely. And now Faizan is joined into the fray as well as he goes wide there. But it's all kicking off in the final few laps at France here.
Yep, it is. And Heisenberg still seems to be going all over the back of RB Ferrello. Seems to be getting a good exit. RB Ferrello seems to be struggling out of the corner exits right there. I don't know whether the softs like if they degrade like that within just 1 lap difference, but it feels like he's struggling quite a lot.
Yep, absolutely. And quite interestingly, Montero, another driver who's kept it clean, is going to make up a lot of positions after this race is over. If he closes a bit more, because he's also kept it clean so far, like Streeter.
Yep.
And Heisenberg's getting really frustrated. He's tapping RB Ferrello where he shouldn't be, and he's sacrificing his exit for that. But now he's got such a great exit regardless. And RB has dropped. I think he's dropped a DRS in the car ahead, or maybe he has. The McLaren is just spamming all his DRS, and he sends it down the inside of the chicane. But RB's trying to try and get a cutback line and spam his DRS now.
And he used to be taking the inside. Oh, he backs out, but RB is out of all of his ERS. He's completely dead. As far as
Four
his battery
drivers
is
with
concerned.
flashing lights, and he goes down the inside of this double apex right-hander and gets the move done. Great move by the veteran Merc driver there.
Yep, definitely a great move. I was just about to say he was running out of battery, but he made it stick in the place that you don't need battery. You just need to brave on the brakes, and he was brave right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it seems Aditya is really pulling away, but Streeter's just got that gap down by quite a bit. So if Streeter just doesn't pick up a penalty, he's in the prime position to win this race. He just needs to take it, get it home.
Heisenberg is definitely getting very frustrated with this because he seems to be having the pace, he seems to be having the measure of RB, but just couldn't make it stick.
Ooh.
That was a nudge from Faizan.
He's notifying them that he's in this fight as well. But
He
gets
just
a
needs to
shot.
get this corner right every single time. He's just going so wide. It definitely
I think
compromises
he's
this
got
one.
some damage because he got a lot of understeer there.
Yep.
As Heisenberg sends it down the inside again. These two have been at it after the restart.
Yep, and this is probably the third time I think the overtake has been made. The second time in this corner at least. And let's see if Heisenberg can make this stick. He just needs to keep it ahead in this sector, and I think he might be able to run away. RB taking the inside line again, but couldn't make it stick. But
Ooh,
since
had to back
Heisenberg
out
got
there.
wide,
Yup, and now he's still all over the back of him. Takes a pretty narrow line and gets a pretty bad exit, as you can see, because of that is RB. So he needs to keep a cool head because there's just one more lap left in this race for him to plan an overtake.
the Shawshank and Montero, this pack is just closing up. We see Montero, Paras and Shawshank closing up, and Faizan is out of DRS with RB, but Faizan is providing DRS to these guys, so P5 is still up for grabs.
Yep.
Oh, and Paras goes out, Shawshank goes out a little bit, but I think Shawshank is able to keep it running, but not by a lot. Paras is definitely going to be having a very bad post-race. I think he's having a lot of penalties and he's been involved in quite a lot of incidents. Going to be a lot to review from his side, but so far it stands, he is out.
Yep. But further up the field, I think Heisenberg and RB are having a go at it again as RB sails down past Heisenberg there. But now Heisenberg's going to try and get the cutback line, get a good exit, but doesn't quite manage to do so. Both of them on very low ERs, both of their lights are flashing. They're on equal tires, on equal pace, on equal penalties. It's all to play for in this last lap as Heisenberg sends it down the inside. Is he going to try and stick his nose in there? He does. They're going side by side through this last sector. And still side by side.
Oh, keep it in the track and... Oh, that was...
RB just manages to squeeze him a bit too much and he's got the move done. What a battle that was for the final lap. But Heisenberg's going to get a great exit here. Gets a bit wishy-washy on the final stage of the acceleration. It's a run to the line. Who's going to come out in front?
Heisenberg is ahead of RB Ferrello. I mean, according to the standings, Heisenberg is ahead of RB Ferrello.
And
I thought
the
RB
gap
had
is
the
negligible.
run. Oh my god.
What was the gap? I don't know. I think it was like a 1000th?
I still
Wow.
don't know, but that was quite a wrap up to a race. I mean, what a finish, man! What a finish!
What a finish. And guess those restarts did pay off, because that was a pretty enthralling race for a track like France.
Yep. So
And
guess who
Streeter
won?
has won the race. Yep.
Uh,
Kept it clean. He's just had to get it home. Had the racecraft in the after the safety car period. And so I think, in my opinion, the driver of the day has to go to RB, because he really played it very safe, and he made his way back up the field and provided some great racing for us. So
Yep.
just very good performance from him in general.
yep, for sure. That was a really good performance, a really good end to the race. So yeah, Streeter takes the win on penalties, but what a good performance from him, keeping it clean, most importantly, and takes the win away from Aditya.
Yep.
So,
Shout out to Heisenberg as well. He also provided some very good battles between him and RB, as I'd mentioned before. And yeah, good respectful racing between both the drivers. That's all to look forward to in the future as well. So yeah, great racing overall, and a great drive from all the three drivers here.
yep. So we have Streeter, Aditya, and Heisenberg in the podium today. So let's try and get them into a podium for the interviews. Oof, that was some race. Spectators, thanks for staying with us. We know it's been quite long, a lot of restarts and stuff going on, but thank you so much for sticking along, and do mention in your comments which was your favorite moment of the race. I'm pretty sure there was quite a lot today.
Yep. Deepak, just go to the podium. Perfect. All right. As we're just waiting for our drivers here, we got P3 in the podium today for tonight's race in Heisenberg. Heisenberg, congrats on the podium. You had a great battle, a run to the line in the last lap. Talk us through it. How was your race?
Well, yeah, I didn't believe I got past him. On my screen, I was still side by side with him, so I had to recheck with the standings to confirm that I was P3. I had the race in the bag. I felt like before the safety car, because I was on one stop. All the other people around me were on two stops, so I was keeping pace with them, and yeah, safety car kind of got the win away from me. Yeah, but P3 will take it.
Yep, great race from you, and very good racing you guys provided us for the last lap there. So that's all to play for, and yep, a great race from you. As
Yeah.
we're just waiting for the other two podium finishers as well in the VC.
So Heisenberg,
Streeter.
I did have a question for you.
Yeah.
I did notice that in the opening stint as well, like we were battling it quite hard with Aditya and just burning up the areas. So, and you also stayed out for another lap. What was going through your mind at that point of time?
Well, I was trying to do a one stop, so I tried to stay out for another lap, so I'll have fresher hards towards the end.
Okay.
Also, Aditya went on mediums, I believe, so he was doing a two stop, so I didn't really bother racing with him after that stop.
Okay. Yeah, that was quite an interesting finish, though. I mean, we even in the stream, we are still not sure. It did look like RB was ahead, but the game standings has given you the podium. So, like you said, it still needs to be clarified. But that still doesn't take the result away from you. It still was a good race from you, a good battle, and yeah, very enthralling battle to say the least of it.
Even actually, I have a question now that I think of it. In lap one, I think you and Abhi had a coming together. Maybe, I don't know, because he dropped on the field quite a bit.
Yeah,
So do you have?
out of the our last corner in the sector one, the right hander,
Yeah.
I was on the inside. He had the outside line, so I left enough room for him. I don't know what happened there.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Seems like a lap one incident then. But yeah, again, congrats on the race, and thanks for that amazing battle in the last lap. But now we move on to the man of the moment. or no, actually P2. Sorry, I forgot. P2 in Aditya. A great race from you. Congrats. And it's a pity you missed out on the podium on the race win actually due to the penalties. But yeah, talk us through your race. How was it?
Yeah, it was really good. Like at the end, like after a safety car, I was trying hard to push, but Streeter had really good pace, and Simply Whitey was also helping in the VC. So it was a good race.
Yep, absolutely. And if it weren't for the 3 seconds, I think you would definitely had the race in control there because you were just pulling away in the first few stints, a lap after lap. So yeah, overall a great race from you, and just keep on pushing for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Okay, and now for P1, the man of the moment is Streeter. Congrats on the race win. You had a great race and great pace after the safety car restart. So talk us through your race. How was it?
My race was okay, I guess. Started on mediums, then had to battle a few soft runners. Then the soft runners in front kind of pulled away. They had like a 6 second gap, which I didn't think I could make with my fresh heart towards the end. But I was kind of gaining on P2 and P3 guy. But then the safety car came out and we got a reset basically. Then we had to like sprint for the win. Yeah. And luckily for me, I didn't get a penalty and Aditya unfortunately had a penalty.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, great race from you. Good racecraft. You cut your way through the field quite well on the second stint.
Yes.
And yeah, congrats. Deepak, you have any questions for our podium finishers?
I think you caught everything, Moto. That was a really good race, and congratulations to all of you guys. A good race.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to all the viewers who stuck with us and stayed through all our lobby restarts and whatnot. But it is what it is. It's the tools we are provided with. It's the best we can do. And again, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for joining us tonight. We go live tomorrow as well at 2:30 for Tier 3 and at 8:30 same time for Tier 1. So make sure you keep an eye out on that for tomorrow's streams. And thank you for joining us again for the third time after 3 restarts. And make sure you follow us on our socials. Have them linked in the description below. And yep, this is IRC